back. You're watching the Property Guide at ET Now. Thank you so much for staying with us. Our guests, Sanjay Dutt and Karthik Verma, are still with us, helping us make smart investments when it comes to property. Now, this week, we're focusing on Ahmedabad's real estate market. Of course, one of the reasons why we're focusing on it is because Narendra Modi being a PM candidate might, in fact, change the prospects of the city going forward. Is it time for you and I to consider making an investment? And we bring in my colleague Avan, who will give us an update on how real estate, residential property prices have moved in Ahmedabad over the last 5 years. And now we'll come back and talk about it. Avan.
Thanks, Faye, for that. Well, residential property prices in Ahmedabad have remained sluggish for the last 4 years. Satellite, which is located in the western part of Ahmedabad, has seen property prices in the mid-segment increase to 4,300 rupees per square foot in 2013 from 3,800 rupees per square foot in 2010. This is one of the most expensive locations in the city. The Bajrapur location is the most reasonably priced location in Ahmedabad. The residential property prices in the mid-segment at this location have increased by nearly 400 rupees. The residential properties in this location were priced at 3,500 rupees per square foot in 2010 and are now priced at 3,900 rupees per square foot. The ST Highway, or the Sarkhej Gandhinagar Highway, which connects the city of Ahmedabad with Gandhinagar, the capital of the state of Gujarat. Now, this location has seen the prices increase from 3,800 rupees per square foot in 2010 to 4,300 rupees per square foot in 2013. Nagar, that has seen the most increase in its price in the last 4 years. The residential property prices here have moved from 3,600 rupees per square foot in 2010 to 4,300 rupees per square foot in 2013. With that, it's back to you, Faye.
All right, Avan, thank you for that update. Sanjay, the city has not managed to attract a lot of white-collar talent. There hasn't been too much immigration in that area, in the Ahmedabad area. How do you see it going forward? And now that it's fielding a prime ministerial candidate, will that change things for Ahmedabad in the future at all?
I think that Ahmedabad is one of the cities with a lot of future potential and growth. And yes, Gujarat as a state has benefited from manufacturing more than services sector. And that's why the appreciation in capital values has been phenomenal in most parts of the state, not just concentrated in Ahmedabad. And that's probably the reason why there is not as much price increase vis-a-vis Mumbai, Delhi and other markets, or even Bangalore and Chennai. But I have absolute faith that this city will witness a good upside because the quality of infrastructure and the economic activity and the investor-friendly policies of the government, which with Narendra Modi, although I have my doubts whether he will reach in the next election, but he's definitely a future potential candidate as well, would also help the city to grow.
Karthik, the interesting thing we've noticed in Ahmedabad over the last year or so is that a lot of national developers are now building in Ahmedabad, and that was one of the problems the city had about 4 or 5 years ago. There weren't any big names constructing in that city. Now there are. Would you say the quality of construction and the quality of projects that we have to choose from as investors has improved drastically? And are they good options for us at good prices in Ahmedabad?
Yeah, certainly. You know, we've had developers like Godrej and Tata Housing go in there. Adani, that's a local homebred developer and company, has got projects in Ahmedabad as well as in other parts of the country, like in Gurgaon, NCR. So certainly with the introduction of brand names like Godrej and Tata, it will only help the reputation of all the developers and the sector as well, and the prices they've been operating at. Many of these developers have come at close to 1 BHK level or 2 BHK level. So these are probably starter level homes that are catering to people who've got a salary of close to 5 to 7 lakhs in terms of their ability to lever that up through a housing finance loan and buy something. We've also noticed instances like Adani Pratham, for instance. They launched an 800-unit development which got sold out. So it's not unheard of for very good absorption to happen if the brand name is very good. And I've got no doubt that as more developers consider the state of Ahmedabad, and it'll happen over time, not overnight, and as more job creation happens locally in the state, other developers will also have similar experiences to what Adani Pratham enjoyed.
So what's your advice to end users currently looking at buying homes in that city? What neighborhood are you pointing them in?
Well, the bulk of the development is happening on the SG highway. There are some projects that are coming up in Valsad as well. So I'd probably say stick to, the SG highway. That's the road connecting Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. That's probably the best neighborhood.
Well, let's talk about investors at this point. Would you recommend SG highway to them as well? Because there's a lot of supply coming up on that road. And a lot of those blocks and apartments and row houses are empty.
If you can afford it, and if you buy inside the city, your certainty of return, one, will be higher. Second, percentage would be even higher because eventually the rich and affluent would like to live in the city. And therefore they would pay a premium to live in the city. While the entry price of outer peripheral location is attractive for people with smaller budgets, and it may be the best thing for them to do. But in terms of return, the future, if you strike all that balance, it makes sense to buy in the city, in my opinion.
All right, so that's Ahmedabad for you. Very interesting. Karthik, they're telling us that if you're buying a home to live in now or in the future, it makes more sense to consider the SG highway that connects Ahmedabad to Gandhinagar. But Sanjay telling us if you're looking for an investment and you're looking to make a lot of return, look at the heart of Ahmedabad. What we've done, of course, asked our panel of experts to put together a list of projects that are currently under construction and open for booking in the city of Ahmedabad that you could consider. Take a look. Well, if you're one of our viewers who wants to bet big on Ahmedabad and its future, here are a list of projects that our experts recommend. The Adani Pratham and the Shantigram Angan by the Adani Group, both priced between 2,500 to 3,000 rupees off the SG highway. Vrindavan by the Godrej Group, also off the SG highway, priced at 3,050 rupees. New Haven Compact by Tata Housing at 3,375 rupees a square foot. Blossom and Echo by Swagat Infrastructure, both off the SG highway, priced at 3,111 rupees. Alright, so that was a list of projects that you can consider in Ahmedabad. I'm going to take a few more questions. We get a lot of questions from Bangalore on this show. Murli has written in, he would like to buy a 3-bedroom apartment at Mansri Web City on the Hennur Road. He wants to know if that makes sense. Hennur Road's got a lot of construction coming up as well, but it's also an alternate route to the new airport. Yes. Now, do you think of that as a better option to perhaps Devnali, or how do you expect it to grow?
This is definitely a great location, great investment. And I think the economic activity in this area will happen sooner than Devnali. Devnali, of course, is more like a second home market. This actually is a potential immediate market if you're working somewhere close by. So between Hebbal, Manyata, Yelahanka, and certain kilometers even north and east would create enough economic activity, and therefore the value and appreciation in those prices would go up substantially.
We'll take a very quick break here. I have to thank both of our guests for joining us. Sanjay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Karthik Verma joining us from Delhi. If you'd like to ask our guests any questions, send it to an email ID at the bottom of your screen. When we come back, we sit down with Purvankara and discuss the company's future plans and see what they have. Now stop, let's keep, don't go anywhere.